All right, guys, the main portion of Sunday, Week 5 NFL season has concluded. I want to do a quick reaction video to what we're seeing. We got another crazy week here. Big injury to Dak Prescott, and all the prayers and all the healing to Dak Prescott. And unfortunate to see that. If you guys follow my videos, welcome to the Fantasy Football Astrology channel. You know, if you watched my last video, I talked about I made a trade for Dak Prescott, and so I'm hoping the guys in my league will veto that trade now. But we got to move forward. This is the name of the game, and this is how it goes. I thought Dak was one of the least injury-prone guys that I could have possibly went for. I do consider injuries to a lesser extent when I'm analyzing trades, but there it is. Dak, I mean, that looked like a bad injury, so Dak's probably going to be out for the season, and so let's talk about the implications that means. And I was watching the game, so I have a little bit of a taste for even what to expect going forward from that standpoint. Dak Prescott was a Leo. Ceedee Lamb was an Aries. Okay, so that was a really good match, and we saw those guys were really getting off in that game, and he's been connecting with Ceedee Lamb really good. Well, here is Andy Dalton is a Scorpio. So all of the astrology-wise, all of that script is getting flipped, okay? Amari Cooper as a Gemini is getting a slight downgrade with Andy Dalton. Ceedee Lamb's getting a pretty considerable downgrade. I would even consider, you might wait a week, but you might consider selling Ceedee Lamb as soon as you can. Also, Michael Gallup is a Pisces. That's a perfect match with Andy Dalton as a Scorpio. So, perfect transition. They got the same element. They're both water signs. So, what do we see at the end of that game? Michael Gallup came up with 2 huge plays on that final drive. And he hit Ceedee Lamb right in the numbers, right on his hands, and Ceedee Lamb dropped it. Right? What does that tell you? You know, you can talk about Ceedee Lamb's probably still going to be a big part of the scheme and the game plan, and so he's still going to, you know, produce, I expect. But things like that, you know, where it's like, how are you hitting the guy right on the hands and he's just dropping it? So is that astrology? Could be. So buy Michael Gallup if you can. Get him on the cheap. People are probably totally willing to move Michael Gallup right now. I suspect he's going to be better with Andy Dalton there. And Ceedee Lamb, maybe you sell him. He didn't get much more production after Dak left that game. He got maybe a couple receptions after that, but it seemed to be to a much lesser extent. Great. That's one of the things. And I had another commenter coming in saying, hey, man, check out Travis Fulgham. Travis Fulgham's going off. He had a productive week, I think, last week as well. Are we going to start taking this Travis Fulgham guy seriously? Because he's a Virgo and Carson Wentz is a Capricorn. So they've got really good astrology. The transition isn't perfect, but they're both earth signs. And so we can pretty much, you know, really... with that production, he's still going to be a really hot move to make on the waiver wires. We're not going to really be surprising people, but definitely astrologically a really valuable ad for this week. Okay, just a couple other little notes. The first video I ever did for this Fantasy Football Astrology channel was on Chase Claypool. I was really high on this guy coming into the season. I was kind of surprised to see that they were giving James Washington more looks. I mean, of course, he's the more experienced guy. But, I mean, after this game, I would really be surprised if they're not using Chase Claypool, even if Deontay Johnson suffered a back injury and he left. So that's why Chase was getting a lot of looks. So we still have to be careful with the usage. But I would be surprised if Pittsburgh is not going to start shoving this guy in to at least the third wide receiver on this offense. If not, you know, he should be the number one in my opinion. I mean, it seems like the chemistry astrologically is perfect with Chase Claypool. I've been talking about this, and then we just saw his huge game. So Ben Roethlisberger actually has good chemistry with Juju. Juju's a Scorpio, and Deontay Johnson is also a Cancer, just like Chase Claypool, just like Antonio Brown. So, but at any rate, Chase Claypool's the bigger guy. He's a faster guy. He seems that he's not dropping balls. He's got really good hands, and so what's not to love there? Another shout out to the Jason Sanders call. Whoever benefited from that, I hope you guys were in with me on that one, man. He just scored a 22-point week in my league, highest scoring kicker this week, and so I'm really stoked for that ad. I'm glad if I could be of service and give you guys some good looks there. And one thing I didn't mention about Jason Sanders is he's a Scorpio, and his head coach is a Pisces, right? Brian Flores is a Pisces. So, you know, there's nothing better than, you know, when you're connecting with your head coach and he's sitting there analyzing, psychoanalyzing you for every kick. You know, when you have the same confluence in astrology, you get along no matter what. Even when you're judging somebody, the other person understands where you're coming from. That's the power of astrology. You can't ever really go wrong when the matches in the harmony between the people are so good. So for whatever that's worth, I haven't followed the astrology of kickers too much, but the astrology is perfect with Jason Sanders. He was perfect on the day, and so really something to consider there, guys. Just wanted to do a video every day, and so I thought I'd do a quick little react to things. It was a really interesting week, and I hope you guys dig it. Keep commenting, keep liking, and all that good stuff. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. I'm up to 150, and you guys are really supportive of the channel, and you've been really kind in the comments section, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to keep doing my best to deliver the best information that I can for you guys. Cheers.